Hello, this is Exclusive King. I hope everybody's having a great evening, a nice afternoon, and a better morning. The universe was formed by the Big Bang. Now, whether you believe the Big Bang occurred as a direct result of the presence of hydrogen and helium atoms, or whether you believe the Big Bang occurred from the direct word of God, some kind of Big Bang happened. Okay, the universe didn't appear on its own volition. Something triggered it. Now, whichever side you want to take, it's fine. You could even take both sides. It doesn't matter for this theory of mine. What theory? Well, my theory of what happens when we die. Nice, huh? Okay, we'll see. The chances of these events, the events leading up to the Big Bang, that is, of them even happening, are absolutely astronomical. And yet, they occurred. This is most likely due to the fact that even though the chances are astronomical, given enough attempts, the desired outcome, the creation of the universe, will have to happen eventually. Just like with the creation of the universe, this same method can also be used to the creation and applied to the creation of life. Alright, think of it like an unwitting thief trying to break into a person's locker. So the thief doesn't know the person's combination to the combination lock. Therefore, he decides to go through all the possible combinations until he gets the right one. It's sort of the same concept. I've always thought that whatever happened when we die, it was going to be the same thing as the moment before we were conceived, before we were in the womb, before we were even sperm. So I equate before conception and death as being the same thing, as being the same moment, as being the same instance. If this is true, then we could infer what happens when we die. Before we were conceived, a series of specific events had to have triggered in order for both the universe and our existence to have been made possible. As I mentioned before, this is why we're here. Now, if when we die we are in the same position as the moment before we are conceived, then we could also say that life itself is a cycle. And eventually we'd have to be conceived again. Why? Because we were conceived in the first place. We have been conceived, and we are here now. Since we are here now, sooner or later we're going to have to be conceived again, if what I'm saying about death and the moment before we're conceived happens to be true. Only to us, this sooner or later part, it won't feel like sooner or later. It'll feel like the first time every time. And I'm thinking maybe the universe is this one big perpetual device, this one unending, perpetually moving device. Well, this is just a theory of mine, and I kind of like it except for this one thing, this one flaw, but I'm not going to say the flaw. I don't want to impress, or how do you say? I don't want to do anything to affect how you think this theory holds up. So I'm not gonna say what it is. You just tell me what you think, if you think there is any flaw, or if you have a theory of your own of what happens when we die. A theory that's, that I might not have heard before. I don't want to hear something that I've heard before. Okay. Thank you for listening.